is the bottom of another. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Run for cover, you'll discover some will thrive and others suffer. Cause the top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Woo! Don't wait, don't hesitate. Better speak the truth, let it resonate and let it detonate and get blown away till you keep on rising to a higher place. Can't stop, won't stop, don't stop coming till we hit the top. Gotta keep pushing till the day I make it. Since they won't give it to me, then I got to take it. The pain today is power tomorrow. Keep on coming, but you'll never catch me running. Cause I won't bow down. No matter what they say, I wouldn't do it any other way. Keep on coming, but you'll never catch me running. Cause I won't bow down. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Not enough, they keep us smothered. Lower class, never the upper. Cause the top of every mountain is the bottom of.
Good evening, UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. This is your Commander Wolf Tan. I'm your werewolf. And per requested by one of our members, we are talking about a specific century, specifically the 90s. Yes, we're going to talk about the years or the times or our experiences within that century, that particular century that we millennials ourselves have looked back at fondly, constantly. I know a lot of people don't really say much about the 90s, or at times some people can't really. Most people can't really describe the 90s in great detail enough. Some have fading memories, unfortunately. We're gonna try to refresh some, hopefully. I could probably talk about some of my experiences during the 90s and all the things that I witnessed, things that I've watched, that I've done with my peers. But let me not get ahead of myself. Let me introduce the humble Zarias, Humble Marty.
Hello, I'm Humble Marty, and I rate things.
So, who's going to draw the straw here? Which one of us is going to start?
Maybe
they want the Wolf Commander to start. We have the Buddy Smith talking already. Excuse me.
Happy times.
Heavy times.
Heavy times. Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I guess I'll start. I would say that in some areas where I began recognizing the 90s was those times where, waking up in the morning and it was just me and my mom for a while before my brother was even born, up until my brother was born, when I was learning how to walk, how to speak. I don't remember the first words that I said, but I know I said mama. I do remember being raised around my family, mostly my uncles, my aunties, birthdays. Was great. Had some wonderful birthdays. Shared a couple with one of my cousins, one of my favorite cousins. She's cool. She's still cool. She's still alive.
Yeah.
Funny enough, she be. No, I'm not gonna speak on her sexuality online. Out of respect for her, but she's good. She's wise and sharp. I have a few. I still talk to some of my cousins. Some are very creative. Some are very not with us today, unfortunately, due to gang violence. I do remember there being a lot of gang violence growing up.
Hmm.
For those who are still new to this, who come around here, I did grow up in the projects. Yeah. We definitely did have birthdays at Chuck E. Cheese sometimes. Sometimes I was invited to a birthday. I didn't even know that one of my cousins was having a birthday. And I was just there to have fun at Chuck E. Cheese. But yeah, I grew up in the ghetto, of course. The projects. I won't really say where, but it was in Watts, and we all know what was going on in Watts at the time. I was fortunately enough to be born after the Watts riots, I believe, or I was still a baby when the Watts riots was going on. I do remember Rodney King being a very, 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 very talked about topic in on the news a lot. And I also remember OJ Simpson being covered during his trials. I remember always watching the news during the case going on.
Hmm.
I remember Mad TV also parodying it, especially the instance where the news coverage of him walking authorities through his house trying to clear his name. You know, that case was very publicized, very infamous, very famous. I'm speaking on dark times, but I'm gonna get close to speaking on some brighter times too, mind you. I'm not saying my life during the nineties was all bad. I just remember some very crazy stuff. You still with me, humble?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
I remember there being this whole case about this missing child that was found in pieces. As morbid as that sounds, sorry about that, guys, but yeah, we every time you turn on the news, there was always very morbid stuff, and every now and then there was some good stuff coming up on the news too. You know, like the announcement of certain movies, TV shows, uh, the Rose Parade. Ooh, my goodness, the parades, the televised parades. My goodness, every season for every year during the '90s, I always look forward to every parade. The Rose Parade during the spring, the mm, the East. I think it was. I think we had the Easter Parade. Yeah, I think it was the Easter Parade. There was the Rose Parade, then there was the Easter Parade, and later on, during the fall, I forgot the Macy's Parade was another one. Macy's was always having their parades. Um, I don't remember what the one for fall was called, but there was a fall parade that I don't recall the name. I'm sure Buddy Smith might
Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I think it was the Thanksgiving Day parade. Yeah. And of course the best one of all every year to cap off the year, the Christmas parade.
Hmm.
Every single time. I always look every single time when I wake or when I was up at night or even during the day, I always look forward to the parades televised.
Hmm.
Mostly because of the floats. I didn't really much care about the celebrities that were on there, but you know, every time I did see a celebrity on there that I did admire or did like, yeah, I was smile, but like mostly I was there to look at the floats because the floats will always be creative, especially with the Rose Parade. The Rose Parade always had me always lighting up because my goodness, those floats with those roses stamp on all over them and stuff like that. Jesus Christ. And of course there was also the Disney parade. The Disney parade got their televised too. And I do remember that we also had parades roaming through our neck of the woods as well. And we was always looking forward to looking at those parades. Parades was my thing, guys. I really love parades. Can't look at them now because now it's all about this diversity bullshit, especially with the Pride Parade. Jesus Christ, you will never see me anywhere near that shit.
Dude, I never watched that movie.
Mm-hmm. That was when we had Toontown, the Toontown block, Mickey's Toontown. You remember that, Humble?
Yeah, I remember. I think I remember that.
Toontown, going to Mickey's Toontown. That's when they made Mickey like that was right after they made Mickey the face of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything had Mickey's name attached to it, just about everything. Because we had Mickey's Toontown.
Mm-hmm.
Then over time we had the House of Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on we had Mickey's Clubhouse, which I'm like, I frowned at that shit. I was like, no, this ain't the same. And speaking of cartoons, we definitely did tune into cartoons like
Kids WB.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. I'm going by how I saw things when they were whenever I turn on the TV, whichever one came up on the screen first. Me seeing Silly Symphonies on KCAL 9 and Stone Protectors of Treasure Troll from the Treasure Troll lineup. Back when Treasure Trolls was blowing up, they had Stone Protectors. We are Stone Protectors. Stone Protectors. I do recall watching Captain N before I even knew what Captain N was even about. I just recall that there was this group of superheroes riding this monster truck that also was controlled by a Nintendo controller.
Oh my.
I do also recall seeing the Flintstones one time. Definitely, speaking of Hanna-Barbera, as Blake Smith mentioned in the comments just now, I do remember seeing Flintstones on every Sunday. Oh, the Power Team, right. The Power Team. Let me look them up real fast. I'm gonna look them up because I was like, I can never for the life of me ever. It's like I vaguely remember what they look like, and everybody always, they always call shows like this a fever dream. It's like, no, this is not a fever dream, man. It did exist. It did happen. You did watch it as a kid. You just gotta try hard enough to find it, to see it. Yep. Power Team. I do remember that red spirit dude with arms and legs. We have the lovely Leia Violet, plus size.
Yay!
She finally made it.
Hooray!
You don't have to explain yourself, girl. We understand. Mr. Jazzman took up your time. Just admit it. It's okay,
hello, everybody. I'm just going to skip right. Hello. I'm just going to skip right to the hello. Hello, everybody.
We know your baby face on the screen took your time as well. You were
Oh, good
taking a
Lord.
moment to glaze them for a bit before you jump in to hang with us. It's okay. We understand.
I'm just gonna say hello. I'm not I'm not gonna give you any fuel for fire. So I'm just gonna say hello, and I know we're talking about the '90s, so I don't know exactly where we are at, but
I'm speaking on
please continue.
obscure right now. I'm speaking on obscure cartoon that most people probably have seen or never heard of, called the Power Team. I'm looking for a picture so I can step it
I
on the
was
screen.
I was trying to think of this one TV show that did specials based on books.
I brought the parades, the yearly parades that we had, the Rose Parade, Staples Macy's Parade, the Thanksgiving Parade, and the Christmas Parade, and I can't for the life of me decide. I think I just now said that, or at least the way how I spoke on it. I guess that you could say that the Rose Parade was my all time favorite, even though I looked forward to the Christmas Parade the most. I do I do believe that the Rose Parade was my all time favorite
Hmm.
because it was art. No, not that. I want to get rid of that actually. Ooh, StreamYard, why are you so retarded? Why can't you? Why can't you be like F Mux? And we still have yet to transition to F Mux. But I'm about to put up the Power Team real fast. And I know that the thumbnail I have has like old '90s shows, '90s cartoons, and '90s celebrities on. We're gonna get into those guys as well. We're gonna get into those in a bit because I did watch shows like that growing up as well. I tell you guys, I am on Mike. Excuse me, I am a Mike TV. I was always glued. Oh shit! I gotta save it again. I saved it in the wrong folder. Yeah, that.
Hooray!
I'm tired, guys. I'm still tired. This came on. This show came out in 1990. Ah, snap! It is a web page. It can't be viewed.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to trying to find a picture with all the teammates because it was definitely one weird show. But I might give it a watch because I only saw like one or two episodes. But yeah, it was like a mashup of everything that was like really constructed. The it was basically just a lot of things that was going on that was like basically just for kids all the time during the '90s. You got your He-Man Barbarian, you got your brand name logo character. You had this police force guy because cop shows were a thing, and then there was a basketball player. Sports basketball was very very popular. Still, well, I don't know the state of basketball today. I'm hearing because he was talked about nonstop in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Power team was Captain Ed. They're all playing game. Oh, right. That's why they're designed the way they are. Right. They're video game characters. So the basketball player represent NBA Jam. I guess the barbarian represents something barbarian or warrior, kind of like a beat 'em up. I guess the cop is one of those shooter games, those side-scrolling shooter games, I guess. And of course, the little red guy is basically just standing he was standing of mascot characters that was trying to get into video games. There was this Pepsi game. Oh, Quirk was a talking tomato. Tiny Toons was the first show that cemented it as a favorite. I remember Tiny Toon Adventures. Mine was always Babs. My crush was Babs.
Fifi LaFoon, first to crush.
She was the skunk. Go ahead, Humble. Regale us of your awakening during the 90s or your time of the 90s.
Let's see, during the 90s, local parades, you'd have business advertisements, but the one thing I remembered was floats out would throw candy. And that is still going on today in most small towns because you throw candy, you can watch kids dive. It's like watching, I don't know, it's like watching that one scene off of Courage the Cowardly Dog when he and the antagonist went after Plan. There's throwing candy at parades. I was in a lot of different, I was in a lot of dance. There was, oh yeah, and 90s was pretty much all the school cartoons, like Recess or Boy Meets World. And the girls' stuff had the love stories, and the guys' stuff had all the actiony bits. And I'm like, guys' stuff, actiony bits, yes.
A few love interests is speaking on top.
One of the old things that they had late at night was a special that was called Story Break, where they took books and made small TV specials out of them. Some of them movie length, some of them about 25 minutes long. And the only reason why I could be able to find it is because one of the things that they made it was off of the 1985 book by Jane Yolen that was called Dragon's Blood, and it was part of the Pit Dragon Gladiator series, which is basically a Pokemon, but with fire-breathing reptiles the size of a small sedan. Power Team, Max Force from Narc, Kudos from the Wizards and Warriors series, Quirk from the eponymous Game Boy title, Tyrone from Arch Rivals, and Bigfoot. Quite a lineup. I think there was also like Street Sharks. I remember a lot of the 1980s cartoons because those ended up becoming the reruns. Toonheads showed on Cartoon Network late at night, and it was the one where you'd actually get the most trivia about the World War II cartoons. Sadly, they don't show the racist ones anymore.
Gee, I wonder why.
Well, it's kind of funny because
That was a rhetorical question.
Oh, I know. And I found out, and this is something I completely missed, there was a Conan the Barbarian cartoon with a wisecracking phoenix. And
Conan.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Conan. Which we will definitely touch upon in an animation spotlight someday. Trust me, we are definitely talking about Conan the Adventurer and many other violent movies that were turned into kids' cartoons.
Oh, the funniest part is I remember the radio show. Well, actually, I listened to that while getting a root canal.
Oh,
The cartoon is it holds back.
Indeed.
It holds back because Conan went through an entire anime arc with the upped level of 1990s Terminator movie violence and even the 2000s cartoon Hope sprinkled right through it.
Of course, these were the shows where they fought almost empty vessel goons and mooks occasionally, while the central villain was all flesh and blood. So instead of them killing the villain whenever they got the chance to, they put all their power fighting the sometimes fleshy, sometimes empty mooks. And Mummies Alive was like a big offender of that too, especially with the Rock the statue minions. Like every show, even certain Netflix shows were like that, like the Voltron Legendary Defender, and dare I say it, She-Ra Princess of Powers.
Never got really into that one. If you want a show that has that magical girl status without, well, the soap opera interrupting all the good parts.
I'm gonna jump ahead of you and name one real quick. Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders.
Yeah, that one.
Sky Dancers that kind of coincided with the more well worked and well written Dragonflies. That was another thing that was funny in the 90s was every time something boy related would come out, there was always a girl equivalent coming out next door to it. It's like
that was excellent marketing.
Mm-hmm. So, like in the case of Dragonflies, you have the boy little spinner things that fly in the air when you pull the zipper.
Remember Princess Tenko?
Oh yeah, Princess Tenko and the Guardians of the Magic. Even though it had nothing to do with the illusionist Princess Tenko, or at least it barely had anything to do with her. Though you were getting a free show every episode because they always show her magical performance.
Now the part I remember having fun with was I played with the doll as a kid.
Oh, you had the doll? Nice.
Yeah.
We had Dragonflies.
Oh,
and
neat.
Sky Dancers.
Neat.
Those were toys that we just happened to find left behind at the Jungle Gyms, and our Jungle Gyms were shit at the time. We call them Jungle Gyms, but they were technically parks, little project parks. But at the time when I was growing up, there were slides that had the side burned because they were plastic. It was melted. Some swing sets were broken. The seats where the chains were broken off. At least the monkey bars were still around because at the time we were climbing on those. But these Jungle Gym sets were completely unsafe to play, and yet we still played on them. I'm not trying to bring the mood down. I'm just telling you the reality of our living situation when we were growing up. Though in some parts there were some intact Jungle Gyms. Again, that's what we called them. I don't really know the terminology of those. I'm sure
monkey
Leia
bars.
does. I mean, we call them monkey bars, yeah, but I'm saying like a whole, what the park was really called. Fuck it, just call it the Jungle Gym. Playground. That's right, the playground. We call it the playground the Jungle Gym.
The irony for the irony for the place I grew up in. The play stuff that had bite to it was in the elementary school playground. Like the big slide that was, the ramp was so high it would launch you right off of it and onto your feet. Was a giant, was basically a giant wagon. And they had a barn in the merry-go-round where everyone would stand around it. Make that thing spin as fast as possible, and centrifugal force could probably launch you through the air if you weren't hanging on for dear life. That was in the elementary school playground. The
Funny
public
enough,
parks were the ones that were baby-proof.
I just remember Maxine Waters visited my school one time.
Huh. I got Ronald McDonald.
She visited, the Power Rangers visited, Dare visited. Everybody remember Dare?
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was the kid that actually listened to Dare because I didn't have my first drink until I was 24. You know, Dare was always all about telling you to say no to drugs and you know, say no to hard liquor and everything, smoking, drinking, needles, everything. And you know, everybody like to mock Dare now, but I'm just saying, like,
Dude, they
Oh.
had the more creative PSAs too.
like that one lady that trashed her whole ass kitchen, saying this is your brain on drugs.
Oh, the one I remembered was they had a guy come in and he would reenact the entire. He did like little mini-sodes of these cartoon characters and how their life kind of got screwed up. One of them ended up on a walker. The other one was it was the precursor to the rat experiment, where they had one rat that was in the rat park and one rat that was only stuck with the poisoned water to drink from. Yeah, that 90s, folks. They didn't skip on the horror. They just found how to make it kid-friendly and horrifying. And let's see, what was the other one that was funny? Actually, we had a famous comic artist go up there, and that's when they got the Fuzzy Buzzard comic. He was the guy that actually wrote the kids' books, too, and you can still find them in thrift stores to this day.
R.L. Stein books were all the rage, too.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
Goosebumps.
To the point they had a few. Oh, and the Cracker Jack prizes were phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Cracker Jacks was always great. I was always eating them nonstop till I get the just to get the man. Not just Cracker Jack, freaking cereal prizes was all the rage. We were always crazy about eating, you know, the cereal so we could find the prize. My brother and I would always race through the cereal box every day trying to get the prize. And every now and then I would give him the prize. That's if I did not like it, by the way. I had such an ego when I was a kid.
I kind of liked the little activities around the back of the cereal box.
Oh, I like those more. Crossword puzzles, mazes, Hangman. Not really Hangman, but still.
And they were all product endorsements. Or Dare Lion I listened to Wolf.
Yeah, they came by my school educating us about drugs and how bad they can be. And I was like, I'm never gonna be like that. Fuck that noise. I'm so glad I didn't even pursue that after my first sip of drink. I'm so glad that I was able to control myself and have been sober ever since.
Mm.
So I had my feeling, I had my fun. It was fun for a while. While it lasted, I was like, it's impairing my ability to work, and I need to work. I need to make money. Money was more important than getting intoxicated. Intoxicated. Apparently, that's what broke me out of you know,
Mm-hmm.
in a way, it kind of override my thought process before I even got addicted. Before I had a chance to get addicted,
Oh.
it's like, mm-mm. Making money was more important than ruining my life. But yeah, there was that. There was also the car commercials. Car commercials was great back in the days. Like a rock, along with the car insurance commercials. Eastwood.
Hmm.
There was the Eastwood commercials, the General commercial.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite of all time was the Larry H. Parker commercials and AD Do, the AD commercials. AD Do, that's who. That Jack Steffen. They always mispronounce his last name. Jeff Safovich. Steffen. Jack Steffen. Lev, regale us on your times in the 90s. You were probably a bit, I would say, at the risk of saying a lady's age, you were probably close to your 20s, in your
You can say
20s.
it. Yes, it's okay. You can say it. Those were
You're
my.
probably, go ahead.
No,
No,
it's
go ahead.
okay. You can say it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm perfectly confident. It's the
I'm over
truth.
here I'm over here guessing. You can finally tell the truth.
You can tell the truth. It's true. The '90s is don't get around it. The '90s were my decade, my time of my 20s. So I was a young woman of the '90s. That was my decade, and was that decade? Yes, I was. Those were my years when I was in college for theater and fine performing arts, which is what I was pursuing. I was pursuing a Bachelor of Fine Performing Arts in theater. So it was a fun and interesting time back then in the 90s. And what I can say is that a lot of people talk about this generation claims they're the first with this, the first with that, and you're really not. There was a lot of grounds that we were breaking back then in the 90s, not as political, but more artistically, I could
Hmm.
say. The music was great. One of the things I don't know where you want me to start, but when I think about music in the 90s, I think about the rise of dance music, dance music in the clubs, the dance music. A lot of people don't know, but you gotta love CNC Music Factory, and what other groups that you had. You just had a lot of people um, making a lot of dance music and music that you could dance to in the clubs that you could dance to, and that was a
Michael
lot of
Jackson was
fun.
one of them.
Oh yeah, still Michael was still hot at the time. You had Bad and you had Dangerous and those, and I think he caught into that because those albums, was good as they are, those were still danceable music on those albums, particularly Dangerous. He had a lot of danceable songs that were on that album. So yeah, that was a
His
big
sister
part of
wasn't
that.
too far behind either.
Who?
His
I
sister
didn't hear.
wasn't too far behind,
Oh yeah,
Janet.
Janet. Oh yeah, Janet Jackson. Big thing. I think about the "I Miss You Much" video and the Rhythm Nation album, which I had that they played a lot of, which is one of her best albums, was Rhythm Nation. And "I Miss You Much." I love that video that she had with that, and that
Tina
was, yeah,
Turner.
she was a lot of fun. And oh yeah, a lot of those, yeah, Peter still, she hadn't retired yet, so she was still kind of at the height of her success. I think Madonna was still making music, and Let's see some. That shows you how my brain is going. I'll realize it later. And I literally was also loving 90s R&B as well. You had these great R&B ballads. You had these great R&B singers, and when the music was just playing just good music, people who really had good vocals and put up against their music. And I was just listening to it the other day. I said, put on like TLC is one that comes to mind. And I just say, put on that good R&B,
Boys to
baby
Men.
days. Yep,
Boy bands were rising. Boys to Men was rising to the occasion.
right. Yep, they were there. New Edition was still there, and then when they spun off into their other separate groups, and they were doing their solo projects. Bobby Brown was doing his solo projects, and then MD was doing their solo projects. Yeah, still in the 90s, just really had such really good. I had a variety of different types of music,
Whitney.
and I listened. Yep, Britney Spears. I was slow to catch on to Britney Spears. I wasn't.
No, Whitney.
Oh, I thought you said Britney Spears, which eventually did happen if you get down to it. But yes, it's interesting because even though I did not think the movie was good, I'm honest about that. I still think the Bodyguard soundtrack was her crowning achievement. I think it was the last really great album she really did, in my opinion. I didn't think much of the movie. I did not like the movie. I didn't like it at all. I wouldn't see like everybody else. I'm like, what the devil was that? And one reason I didn't is personally, I felt Whitney and Costner did not have chemistry. And I'm just going to say this right now, that Rachel Marin was a horrible witch. I did not like. I came out of that movie going, I did not like her. I was hoping she would get shot in the film. I was like, what in the world? Will give me a good reason why he would fall in love with Rachel Marin.
First of all,
that coming out of that movie.
That parent felt very off. Kevin Costner was way into. Kevin Costner was not getting any younger, and pairing him next to Whitney was weird.
Yes.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves on that one. Like Whitney, I'm not saying Whitney was 19 when she was acting in that movie. She was well into her her mid-20s or coming
late
into her
20s.
30s.
Yeah, late 20s to early 30s.
So
she's a
why
girl,
is it just hearing the second hand? It sounds like a Galapagos sea tortoise making love to a riverback turtle.
That is an interesting way of putting it, Humble. But I wouldn't see it myself. That's interesting of saying that. But again, Wolf, what were you saying?
Well, like I said, she was late 20s into her 30s, but her complexion made her seem like she was a bit younger than that, in her mid 20s. And Costner looking like Costner, the way how he ages was so weird to me. He would age looking like he was almost hitting 40.
He was about 40 when he did this film. Yeah.
It's like that. That was the worst casting choice. It wasn't really Whitney that was casted incorrectly. It was Costner. The right person who would have fared a lot better if he had said yes to the project would have been none other than Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
The late Pierce Brosnan. We did lose Pierce Brosnan, didn't we?
No, Pierce Brosnan is still alive as far as I know.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan is still alive.
I could have sworn I heard him passing away. I'm probably thinking of Sean Connery again.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Sean Connery.
But at that time, like, yeah, I would say Pierce Brosnan would have been the better choice. Like Pierce Brosnan was kind of like doing the Lawnmower Man. Probably would have had scheduling conflicts at the time, but if he was done with the Lawnmower Man, he would have been the better choice. That or this would have been weird. This would have been weird, but it'd been funny as hell. Prince. If he would say yes to it, I would love to see a short ass Prince doing some action scenes. Bodyguard 5 foot 5'4" Whitney Houston with his 4'2" having ass.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the sight of him running to her aid, later sight coming up, creeping up on her? Can you imagine him running in slow motion with his 4'4" having ass? That would have been amazing to watch.
Mhm.
Racing to her on his motorcycle.
But Prince is Prince. We
Race.
Prince gonna be Prince. Prince obviously would say no to the idea because he already did Purple Rain, and we
Right.
ain't never seen him in any movie since Purple
Not
Rain.
really. Not really. No.
Like he that was his humbling moment right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Realized, wow, my acting is great as I thought it was because I didn't do any. But
I actually liked him in Purple Rain.
mhm.
Prince,
What?
the only thing Prince needed to do was be Prince.
And well, that's what he was. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's what they told him. Just be you.
I even
It'll
saw
be all right.
Moonwalk. I saw both Purple Rain and Moonwalker almost in 1 year. Then again,
Yeah,
they were already launched. They were already launched years apart
Mhm.
by that point. So we had My mom had Purple Rain taped because taping movies was a thing as well. Video recordings. So they had Purple Rain tape. We watched Purple Rain every now and then, or she had her own cassette, her own video cassette. Then later on, we had my uncles had taped Moonwalker. I don't know how they did it though, but we every now and then we would watch that. They would pop it on out, and I was so amazed by that movie. As silly and goofy as that movie was, Moonwalker, Michael Jackson's first film, and he only like cameoed in a few films after that. Like Prince stopped acting. Michael cameoed. But here's the kicker: Michael ain't that bad of an actor.
That's the thing. Yeah, I would agree.
He's not that bad. It's just
Okay.
I think what was the main issue with Michael was that Michael was only good with the music videos. He couldn't get past the music video acting. And second, it's just the fact that those who were working with Michael Jackson, it's like it's Michael Jackson. Every single time, every now and then, it's like you get this run through your mind when it comes to Michael Jackson. When you want to do something project wise with Michael Jackson, it's like it's Michael Jackson. It's like that's run through your head every single time. It's Michael Jackson. All the ideas he could come up with. Why does he want this? It's Michael Jackson. Wait. He wants to be a robot in this film? Why? The answer will always be, it's Michael Jackson.
Didn't he play?
Well, he was very creative, like you said. I think you're right. I think if Michael did films,
Hang on, Leia.
it would have to be a musical. Oh, go ahead.
Hang on, Leia.
Didn't he get to play the Scarecrow in?
See that's how you
The
knew
Wiz.
that's how you knew.
That was the one I remember as a kid, and I ended up
Mhm.
watching that one because the original scared the daylights out of me.
The original Wizard of Oz.
The original Wizard of Oz, complete with the flying monkeys. It's like, oh, not the Wicked Witch that was trying to kill a kid. It was the flying monkeys. Yet something that was funny actually was more entertaining for me.
Shoot, I remember Eva Lynn and the Wiz. That bitch scared the fuck out of me. Every single time she came up on screen, I was even when she was singing, I was still scared of her.
My favorite
I mean, the song was
character-
sketchy and it lightened up the scare. Sorry, Humble.
Go ahead.
it was light up the you know the scare factor, but like Jesus Christ, like as soon as that song stopped and she starts screaming and whipping people to shape, I was scared again. I was scared again, and once again, every time she's on screen, I'm scared again. She's like, no, no, faster, faster. just ooh, remind me of my grandma. I would compare her to my grandmother, my mom's mother, mind you. My mom's mother, my dad's mother was sweeter. My mom's mother was just she's a sweet soul, and unfortunately she's not all together, unfortunately. And most of us think it's probably onset dementia. But
Oh.
back when she had back when her mind was together, she and I would get into she and I will always get into fights, and yet for some reason I'm her favorite grandson. I was like, how am I your favorite when the earliest memories I remember is us always arguing with each other, and you whooping me for being so argumentative. And yeah, I'm the favorite.
It
But
goes
no,
that way.
like Eveline when she come in, especially seeing the "Don't bring no bad news," I'm like, but go ahead. Who was about to talk?
Was that you, Humble?
Yeah, I was gonna say my favorite character in that movie was the Cowardly Lion.
I liked
Both
him too.
versions, both versions I love the most. I'm more My more preference is mainly the Wiz's version of Cowardly Lion, and the only reason why I like that version because he actually compared to the original Cowardly Lion, he actually did some things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you
Not
see him do some things.
That's
Yeah.
not a knock on the original Cowardly Lion because the original Cowardly Lion is also he's also very very assertive too, but this one was way more assertive, especially in the subway scene.
Oh yeah, when the little plastic dummies came to life. I call them
Hmm
the paper dummies.
the
Uh,
puppet,
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
the
I
nightmare
remember.
fueled
Yeah,
subway station.
yeah. As a kid, I watched it. At first, I was scared, but then I sat there and thought, "Wait a minute, aren't those things paper?" And my mind thought, "Well, if they're paper, they wouldn't like scissors too much." Now, what? I just got this silly thought in my head of me running. Wait a minute, I'm running like Dorothy. Like, wait a minute, those things are paper. So if I cut the legs, I can't run. But that's just a silly thought I got as I got older. Yeah, and they all start running. And the first thing I thought in my mind as a kid, like I thought this was supposed to be something for children, as us as little kiddies. But then as time grew on, yeah, you kind of grow it. You kind of get to overlook it. But you're right. In that scene, he pretty much rescues everybody and helps
Mhm.
everybody out. Yeah, he does. He gets up enough courage to rescue all of them from the
The,
evil
ch-
paper monsters.
the child snatcher from Chi Chi Bang Bang.
Oh, he scared you?
Hmm
Yeah,
in some parts, in
Well,
some areas, he was scary.
yeah.
he
He
was
is.
the
Yeah.
old equivalent of the kidnapper in the covered van.
Hmm
Yeah, he was, because the governor or the king hated little children. So yeah, he's kind of a creepy. He's a
The
kid's
governess.
worst. Yeah, the governess. That's kind of your worst nightmare. For me, and even still to this day, the Wicked Queen from Snow White always scared me as a child. Always frightened
No,
by. That was the first time I was frightened by her,
the funny
especially
thing
when
is,
she transformed. Ooh.
yeah, the funny thing is, looking back at some of these kids movies, have you ever noticed that some of the conflicts tend to get to escalate due to a woman? No offense, ladies.
That's okay. You can say it. Nobody else will.
In the case of Chi Chi Baby, the conflict with the children is only because of the Duke's wife. I don't think the Duke ever cared about the children. But for some reason, the Duchess
The Countess of the
hated
Duchess
children.
hated children. So go out, yeah.
Like the Duke was a douche to that town for sure. But like they went over the Duchess had to take it too far and cross the line by kidnapping the children.
Yes. Yeah, that is I can see why kids would be creeped out by him, even with me as a little kid. Yeah. And the parents, it's you're warning it's Hansel and Gretel. It's the Hansel and Gretel's to, don't be fooled by the
Hey.
the evil witch. Because I did a workshop in my acting workshop. We did Hansel and Gretel, and it was very fun. What we came up with. I don't want to distract what we're doing, but I tried to make it in modern times with the kids I was working with. I was working with young children. So I said that we played it. We took a book that had their version of the story that I had, because you have to have a lot of books in your collection if you're going to do these types of classes that I do for the summer. And we played it like it was modern times. Like I had kids say, well, you're the local news and you're reporting that Hansel and Gretel are missing. Like you see on the news, you have an Amber Alert. And I had them to read the news that these two kids are missing. Please find them if you can. And so they say, oh, no, you're going to do it like you do in the actual news report. This is the 6 o'clock news, and watch out for them. And then I had to pick the two kids to be Hansel and Gretel. And that was hard because one boy didn't. It was like, girls, ew. I'm like, no, you got to be big brother to the young sister. And then I told the girl, because she was shy, I said, you know what? In the end, you are the hero, because you're going to have to push that witch into the oven. Okay, to save your brother. Okay, and she lit up when I told her that. I said, yeah, you got to push the witch into the oven, because she's gonna eat your brother, so you got to save them. The girl really got into it, so that was fun. And also, when I was younger, I got exposed to the performing arts at a very young age. And when I was young, they exposed us to opera, and the first opera, you know what they took us to? They took us to an operatic production of Hansel and Gretel, and I loved it. They knew how to get our attention. And the witch in that opera, wolf, oh God, she was scary. You know how these opera singers are, and sung about eating the little children. And it was really great in the opera when the singer playing the child pushed her into the oven, and all the special effects and the black smoke that came up to show that she was gone. So I hate to distract, but when I was a kid, that Wicked Witch was scary. But the Snow White Wicked Witch was always the one that frightened me when I was a kid, especially when she took that drink to change her into that old hag. That scared me to death, the way they animated. Such brilliant animation by Disney, because that scared me. And then just when she just takes that box and tells when she comes up with her plan, and she tells the huntsman, take her into the woods and let her sing and pick her flowers and berries. Take her deep into the woods. Take her deep there. And once you get her deep into those woods, cut her heart out and put it in this box. Like, oh God, she was spooky. So that witch always scared me as a little kid, was the Wicked Queen from Snow White. It gave me nightmares, especially again when she transformed.
I don't know what you're talking about. That wood scared me more than that queen.
The woods?
Mm-hmm.
When she's running through the scene with Snow White's running through the woods?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I forgot about that. That is kind of scary. Yeah.
Especially another scene that creeped me out was the Little House on the Hill, where the buildings were the sea was growing around the little house,
Mm-hmm.
and they were towering over it, and you just see all these buildings with those eyes. And even after the building was done, all the building was done, they still looked down upon the little house, and the storm was pouring. You just see them in shadow, and just nothing but their eyes, the whites of their eyes, just shining. That little Susie the Blue Coupe, when she got rocked, when she got carjacked, that scared me as a kid. More so was I was scared for her. The living the car herself, Susie. And I was like, oh no, oh no. Is she gonna crash? Oh, she crashed. Oh no. And then she crashed, and I was like, oh, mm-mm. I was scared for her because I just thought it was the end. Because right before I saw that Disney Silly Symphony episode, I think I saw the Brave Little Toaster.
Oh boy.
So you know how I felt about Susie going to the junkyard. I was like, please don't do that. Please don't. I saw the Brave Little Toaster. Please don't tell me that's her fate. And then a new guy bought her and made her into a new car. I was like, oh yes, I'm happy now. Ooh, and Mulligan and his steam shovel was one of my favorite stories. Read the book, and there was the HBO animation special. You guys ever heard of Mulligan and his steam shovel?
I'm gonna be honest. It's not coming to me right now.
It's the one where he paused the steam shovel that um oh, that movie.
Arachnophobia gave me a long fear of spiders to this day.
Don't blame you. Yeah.
I'm gonna touch on that movie real quick, but I'm gonna finish this one. Mulligan and the Steam Shovel was obviously a children's book, one of my favorites, and it was it's basically a boy and his dog kind of story, so to speak. Not entirely that kind of story. It's not a post-apocalypse per se. It's more industrial age, where he's piloting one of those machineries, the steam shovels. I forgot her name because she has a name. The steam shovel does have a name because every story always have to name something. But they were very. He was a very hardworking man, always digging plots for buildings to be built in the enclosures and stuff like that. And then in comes the new and improved power shovels. Ones ran by gasoline and electricity, and I forgot what the other one was powered by, but they basically outmoded. Uh,
Sorry about the video.
they outmoded her, so she was basically basically decommissioned. And they happened upon a town that needed a plot to be digged, and he ended up being in the neighborhood. So him and his machine digs the plot. The
Hello?
Wolf, you there? Did we lose him for a second?
Well, his icon's still there, and audio decided to have a chokehold on the voice.
It's a little. Oh, now his icon has disappeared. I'm sure he'll come back out. I had some problems like that earlier this evening too. One reason I was late, some weird, I can't explain it, kerfuffly stuff with my internet. So I'm sure he'll pop back in.
While we're waiting for him to come back, does anyone remember the 1990s movie Pre-Hysteria?
I am not sure about. It doesn't come to mind with me.
Okay, it is basically a family movie with tiny dinosaurs, and each one of them, because this was kids who found them first, was named after a famous musician. There was Elvis the T-Rex, Paula the Brachiosaurus, a Stegosaurus named Jaeger, Hammer, a male Chasmosaurus, and Madonna, a female Geosternbergia, despite having the crest of a male and despite the fact that Geosternbergia was a genus of pterosaur rather than dinosaur. And the film was made by Moonbeam Entertainment.
Is it a cartoon?
It's live action,
Oh, okay.
and you've got, I think they were like big. You got these tiny dinosaurs that are basically the size of your Stanley Solo cup, and they get into mischief.
I'm sorry, I don't remember seeing that.
That's probably me. The fact I can actually remember it is amazing to me.
Well, good. It must have been something to
Remember
you.
a movie about a girl that goes into a parallel world through a mirror, in which the villain was an anthropomorphic duck queen. I don't remember it, but
Yeah,
we can do anthropomorphic evil duck queen movie and see what we get off of
yeah. See what you can come up with.
off
Why
of
you-
search.
While you're looking, I also want to say, since I mentioned Snow White, the 90s was the time or the golden age of the Disney resurgence or the Disney Renaissance. And that's when we started to get some of their best work. And even though I was a young lady, I enjoyed what they had coming out. I enjoyed I think Little Mermaid was late 80s. Well, I kind of count The Little Mermaid, and of course my favorite, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. We got that Disney resurgence, and then you got the Disney resurgence on television with the DuckTales and
Magic
some of
in
that.
the Mirror. 1996. The movie was called Magic in the Mirror.
Oh, okay. Did you see that, Humble?
Probably not, but I did see the Crystal. And
What the fuck is that?
Hello?
Is that Negadorf
I can't see who has joined us.
Ultra?
Man,
Yeah.
it's me,
Oh,
me, the beautiful prince.
oh my.
Is that a Negress?
is this Helen of
It's a-
Troy?
it's I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You
That's why I'm
cannot see
cracking
the beautiful visage of the most beautiful woman in history being unrightfully held up at sword point.
That's why I'm cracking.
Wait, they gave her space pops?
If you know the reference and what the image is about,
Or Helen of Detroit or Helen of Compton. Everybody's calling her that. And they're
Oh
calling
my
it that.
Helen of Detroit.
Yes, that's what I've heard some names, and I
Okay.
don't blame them one bit.
if you're talking about 90s stuff, didn't that Romeo and Juliet movie with Leonardo DiCaprio that came in the 90s, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So can we just do that with the Odyssey? It was like modern day, but everyone talks like it's like some Shakespearean, or like everyone's talking like it's an ancient Greek poem, but they're in Detroit.
Mhm.
Oh, that would have been more fun to watch. I would have actually
That'd be
watched
fun.
that. Yeah.
I was just thinking about
Was it-
that when I watched Computer Forever's talk about that. He brought that up, I believe. I think he was the one that brought it up.
I mean, like, Odysseus is not even like a king. He's just a leader of a gang, of a block, and the giants they fight are just bodybuilders on PCP.
Oh, that's
He has
fun.
an eye patch to compensate for
He's
the
a-
one eye.
And not one. It's just a dude with a knife. This dude was just born with one eye, but it's like the other one's like, yeah, it's eye patch. Like, oh brother, where art thou?
Oh, that sounds kind of funny. It'd be kind of funny if he had a patch that he switched from one eye to the other, so he still had his night vision.
Exactly. So he just swaps. Yeah. Basically schedules dog ass, you know. But we're talking about the '90s, and
Mhm.
from I remember when we had I had VHSs. Watched a lot of those. Um, if I say about particularly the '90s, you know, you got Bad Boys, you got was it The Rock? Not the
Mhm.
actor, the movie The Rock. Um, I mean, you got like Jurassic Park, you got all this. It was a turn of the century. Like a lot of things were improving to a point. Like, you know, what we have today started in the '90s. With like, you know, and during the '90s, I would say is kind of where it peaked at like social balance. I don't know how true that is, but in the '90s, no one really cared. You know, like you could call, you know, both sides can make jokes at each other and no one getting offended. You know, no one
Hmm.
was special. Everyone was ironically how few people were treated equally. No one was special. No one had all these hyphenated names. Everyone who was who they say they were, and you can talk shit to each other. Another one was bad enough not to take it offensive it and make it a whole show or a spectacle.
When things were on subject of race, it was handled tactfully and even they made it a case of overcoming, and
Hmm.
usually sometimes as well both sides come to an agreement, and sometimes the person with the racial issues end up throwing that to the side. Of course, we had a whole lot of movies that were nowadays considered social propaganda these days. They're more or less seen differently now.
Well, we
Though
have some great comedies. Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Wolf.
though the '90s were a special time, as Ultra has described. When when it came down to race, specifically when it comes to sports, the biggest thing about the '90s showing the diversity and the racial improvement, right? It's through the sports movies. Mostly the sports movies were always the ones that were showing us that we can coexist, that we can rise above together and work together. It was always the sports movies at times. Outside of sports movies, though, when it came down to it, they also showed some things that had to do with nature. Sometimes it was mostly whites that were doing the nature films like Free Willy, Alaska, Disney, namely, were for Frontline, Wild America, but Wild America was sort of a biography as opposed to a family movie. And every now and then you
Oh,
had the black best friend that's usually the one that talks out of the norm, that kind of rounds out the lingo within the whites. That's specifically the reason why they're there was to talk hip a bit instead of
Yeah, those guys,
jive.
sometimes those guys ended up being more popular than the white kid.
True, the hood was always popularized during the '90s as well. Um, which I'm one day we'll have to I'm gonna do a stream talking about that, where
Mm-hmm.
I would see that as one of our minor failings during the '90s, where hood was propped up on the pedestal, and to be seen as smart, articulate, and not jive talking or tap dancing or any of that the hood would do was seen as awful, bad, whitewashed, or trying to appease the white the white devil, or appease the white man. We
Ooh,
gotta talk about that one day, because that was definitely a
yeah.
talking point in multiple multitudes of our entertainment, black and otherwise.
It's also one of the reasons. Go ahead,
Sorry.
Humble.
The odd part was the 90s was also like the censorship we have today, where they're like, no drugs, no sex, no violence unless it's the right kind of violence. We had a freaking Cinderella movie with more diversity than Bridgerton in the 1990s, and no one cared about the diversity because Whitney Houston catered to everyone. That is true.
That is true. I do agree. Yes. No one had a problem.
The part I found kind of crazy was during that time, instead of literally saying, let's censor a adult movie for kids, which is being done in the 20s, they had a show that was, let's make sure the violent stuff and the sexual stuff is not during a time kids are usually young. And the other one, well, let's just say the animators made it a sport to see how much they could sneak past it. That's why Yakko, Wacko, and Dot got to talk about the 12-inch pianist. Ironically, the decade started with saying the hood sucked and boys in the hood.
Well, I was going to just mention very briefly to Wolf, when we do come to that discussion, that was one of the reasons the Wayans made "Don't Drink Your Juice" to this, the "Don't Drink Your Juice" comedy, because even though they were making a comedy, they said they were also commenting on that era, or that rise of these hood movies, and how they felt some of them were just getting a bit out of hand or misunderstood. And I think that's why that comedy is still funny to me.
The hood movies were meant to be a social commentary on how bad it was in the hood.
Right.
The problem is that those who were watching it continue to find it entertaining, and pretty much what these hood movies end up doing, which wasn't their intention, was glorifying the hood culture and the gang culture side of things. Blood and Blood Out was a crime drama, that was really talking about the underbelly of the gangs within the prison system. And surprisingly enough, at least the Mexicans got their shit together somewhat. Some actually end up becoming mechanics more so than gangbangers. Unlike us, I mean, shoot, the Chinese can probably have glorified triad movies, but you don't see them join the gang anytime soon. You got some of them either become doctors, lawyers, because it's beaten into them literally and figuratively.
I think that's also where you got the little stereotype of them saying that the Asian stereotype of being good at math. But it's like, well, you've got someone trying to be someone successful. You got to be good at something.
But again, it works just as well for them, even though there's some that try to cry about it. It's like man, stop crying about it. If you got a fucking job out of it, fucking silver lining, buck the fuck up.
That's more of a cultural thing.
I'm like, seriously, dog. Like, you ain't have no seizures. You're not having the seizures in your sleep, are you? You're not having any PTSD, 100-yard stare because mama slapped you one too many times in your face for having a B in your report card.
I think it's, and this would sound weird. I mean, I don't know. Well, the thing is, every time a Hispanics go on cartels, they're the ones that do. I'm trying to feel like, because most of the movies that come out about the cartel usually shows how bad it is. It doesn't really show like, oh, they have to, or I mean, they kind of do, but it shows that these are bad people. I mean, the Bope films shows how bad the cartels are. Sulaco 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
No Country for Old Men. Like it always shows how bad the cartels are. They're very violent. They don't have any honor system. They're very efficient in what they do, but they're very brutal, very violent. The Yakuza, same thing. They're very organized, very brutal, very violent. They may have some sort of honor system with the Yakuzas or the Triads, like they have certain set of rules. But like the cartels really don't give much of a shit. But the thing is, like, yeah, they show how dangerous they are. Even if you join them, you basically damned yourself because that's going to bring a lot of heat on you if you're not careful. What if the leader has a fucking retard moment and thinks you're spying on him, and he has you chopped up because he's high on so much meth and cocaine. He has no idea where he's at that point. But if you're talking about like Black, and sometimes like you got like those Spike Lee movies, like the one that Joan Jenkins in the Hood made fun of, with the black kids, like he's gonna make it out of the hood, and he gets like fucking shot a million times because he was stuck in the middle of a gang war because retard didn't notice the 2 cars pulling up was gang affiliated. But it kind of shows that they don't really comment on it. Like they kind of show it. Some things like the Equalizer, I think was 1 or 2, shows gang culture, in a block, and they're like a bunch of fucking numbnutses. But it doesn't really get onto. I had to do it because of my economic station. I had to join a gang because it's like excuses, and they're like you're supposed to feel bad for them. No. Like you joined a gang and did this shit, and then you can say, "Oh, because I needed the money." And it seems like, okay, if you did it for a while, made enough money, then you left. That's one thing. You kept doing it. You kept doing shit on these very, very unstable people. It stops being a sympathetic thing until the point that you deserve getting shot. You knew what was going up. And you give me a pity party, a fucking sad pity party. I'm like, no, I don't care. So the cartels and Yakuza ones,
but they glorify Loc Dog or Old Dog. Sorry, Old Dog.
Also, it's in the gangs in the '90s, the whole rap thing, which and it showed. Even the rap music do talk about how dangerous the hood culture is. At least some of them did. Gangsta's Paradise is probably the more well-known one with Coolio. And here's the thing, but a lot of them talk about even today's rap music, like look at me, how I got my chains and the hoes and the guns, and turns out they never actually did any crime. They're a bunch of pussies. Is that gang culture, particularly the Black gang culture, gang culture in general, particularly gangster, not like mafia, but like gangster culture, really celebrates low impulse control. Which we see. If you see body cam footage, you can see people with low impulse control make something a mountain out of a molehill, and then they get gunned down. And then what happened? Well, he was being a fucking retard. He was raised in saying like being a retard's a good fucking idea. Right until someone mag dubs your ass because you're too much of an unstable prick to deal with. Like that is gang culture. Low impulse. It's thinking
sometimes
of the moment.
Suicide by cop.
They just, not even somebody. There's people that gangsters get civilians. Civilians kill them in self-defense because some guy was acting like a fucking idiot. And it's
True.
It's the phenomenon. My God, phenomenal. It's thinking of the moment, but not thinking 5 minutes ahead. It's thinking I want this now. I'm going to do this now, and not thinking if I do this now, the guy next to me might kick my ass because I'm acting a fool. And that's like what gangster culture. It's always thinking of the now. I got my money now. I'm gonna get this now. I'm gonna act like this now. So I get hit with that dopamine rush without realizing that's gonna get you killed real fucking quick if you're not being careful.
You want to weigh on this, Leia?
Um, I don't have too much to say really on it. It's very interesting. Um, I think when we do get to the topic matter and go in more detail, I think they did more damage than good. Because, like you said, I mean, Boys in the Hood was meant to be a commentary on what was going on within the Black community, but also what we were doing to each other. This wasn't just about, well, this was, white man bad, white man holding you down. It's also about the things that we were doing to each other that I felt always should be told about. And somehow along the way, as time went on, that seemed to get the message got forgotten, or they just went crazy with these hood films. Like that was the only thing we wanted to see. You can make one or two good ones, but you don't have to make everything,
Well, the thing, John Singleton.
hood
First of
film.
all, John Singleton died at the time.
Yes,
At the time of his career, the height of his career with Baby Boy.
right.
And if he had kept, I think I really do believe that unfortunately the message died with him
Hmm.
because everybody who made a hood movie after him didn't really follow his they didn't really follow his sort of model, his blueprint. You're not supposed you're not supposed to glorify it, and they a lot of hood movies glorified it a lot. Hot Boys was one of the. This is when we were starting to get more in the perspective of the drug lords, the heads of the gangs and stuff like that. Hoodlum was one of them. American Gangster with Denzel Washington. Um, Before that was In Too Deep. There's a lot of movies where it was more of the gang leader was glorified more so than the hero, or at
Hmm.
least the protagonist, because of who was playing them at the time. With In Too Deep, you had LL Cool J as God, a gang leader named God. Fuck me, dude.
Oh my goodness.
You can't
And
make this shit up. I don't know
I'm going
how.
to be honest with you. If I did not see all of them, some I did and some I didn't, because at some point I just got tired of the same old pattern. Maybe this is what you're getting into.
The
Some
thing
films I
is,
think were good, and some I didn't think were that good. I felt like Hollywood was
the
starting to
thing
go into
is,
stereotype.
The thing is,
But
the one who
continue.
perpetuated this shit was Ice Cube, and he wondering why we still acting so damn crazy.
Hmm.
Second of all, it's funny that I only saw In Too Deep one time. I think I only seen it only twice, and funny enough, I only saw Belly like 3 times, and I didn't even intend to watch Belly. It just happened to be on whenever either my brother or my cousin wanted to watch it, or my mom wanted to watch it. And Jesus Christ, every time I attempt to look at Belly make me sick to my stomach. And it's mostly to do with the color, the color grading of that film. To be honest, that movie is an eyesore to look at. And it's funny because the mini star that try to act all tough were not really. They don't strike me as tough in real life, like Nas. It's like, Nas, get your ass off the set of Belly. You ain't tough. Your short ass. Like the best towering over him. He's short. Like Nas killed me when he was trying to be all tough. Especially Silk the Shock. I was like Silk the Hot Boys. I was like, boy, sit your skinny ass down. Why is you leading this damn movie? It should be Master P. And Master P, they got Master P up looking all weak and soft. And bless his heart, he ain't a good actor, but he a better actor than Silk was. It's like Silk was all acting all hard. He was coming all strong and shit. I was like man, sit your ass down, Silk. You don't intimidate me, boy. Even when he's trying to scare AJ Johnson, AJ Johnson more or less laughing his ass off. They're trying to be all scared of Silk the Shocker. It's like, man, I believe him being more scared of Bernie Mac than Silk the Shocker in the Players Club. And Bernie Mac Bernie Mac is supposed to be comedy gold in Players Club, and yet AJ Johnson was scared of that food. God rest his soul. But Silk the Shocker, I will believe AJ Johnson be fearing for his life if Master P was after his ass more so than Silk the Shocker. It's like Hot Boys was trash anyways, but still. I'm so glad Master P is living a good life regardless of his endeavors. At least I hope he is.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why the bad guy movies kept getting popular in the 90s was the coolness factor.
Oh yeah, it's that. You want to be bad, but like
Not every movie had good morals.
well, the thing is, we still had cop movies. We still had good guy movies too.
That's
But what
true.
I'm saying is, for us blacks, we were also getting hood movies that were more or less glorifying the gang leaders now over time, or at least in a way, it's like they made the gang. They had to, unfortunately, they had to make them compelling, because if you don't have a compelling villain, why are you there in the first place?
That would explain why in the later 2010s, when they decided to have an anarchy territory in the middle of the city, we ended up with Gangsta Santa Claus. And we're focusing on the 90s. So we'll talk about Gangsta Santa Claus later, probably.
Well, when we get into it more, I wonder again: did these did they help or did they cause damage? Because I think that over time there has been some damage done. I
My
do.
answer
I think
would be a bit of both.
Mhm.
I agree.
I think it has been over time. I agree. There has been some damage done by the messaging that we gave, that hood culture was somehow glamorized or glamorous in a way, and I think this generation is paying for it. I saw somebody else online talk about it, and they had a very good point, because they were very much wrapped up into the hood films and that culture, and I wonder, did it do more damage than good for our future culture? And I do think there's some responsibility to it.
I mean, there was also Obama that sped it along too.
Mm-hmm.
Obama.
I'm not saying he was the
Because
direct cause, but there was people around him that ended up changing black media due to him.
Oh yes, you can't ignore
The
that.
people he catered to.
At least the people that were kind of catering to him
And vice versa.
covertly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a black president finally, and now we can do no wrong.
Sorry.
No, you can laugh. That was the mindset. I lived it. Leia lived it.
Mm-hmm.
I seen that shit. It was fucking obnoxious.
Bro, I was on the train one time back when I was I was a college dropout at this point. I was returning home from work, my second job, and no, it wasn't my second job. I was returning home from GameStop. Back then it was called EB Games. I was returning from EB Games, so I think that was my day off. think I was still working at that time, but my day off. And this girl was riding the train illegally. She had no bus pass or no transit pass whatsoever. The um the station security had nabbed her and you know was processing her, right. And she said, "I don't care. We got a black president anyway." I was like, that should not be the attitude
Right.
when responding to
Oh.
we have a black president now, our first black air quotes first black president.
Morale discrepancy.
I wanted to say something to that bro, but I was like, I was so disgusted by that response. I was like, if bro, if reading the Buddy Smith comment, but if I had to say something to that girl, if I had to rewind the time back, right, and if she said that shit, I would have been like, "And you still going to jail, bitch?
Yeah.
He ain't coming to save your sorry ass." Well, you expect Obama to be your fucking hero in this moment like that? Like you supposed to say that shit like he fucking God and he's supposed to stop these white cops from handcuffing you? Bitch, you still getting the ticket.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
I did do nothing.
So she should have. The thing is, she is say she didn't ride the train illegally because Obama's the president. She's obviously was doing that already before he got into the office. But was she? I'm over here trying to analyze her fucking response, but still, I'm gonna keep going. Humor me, everybody. But I'm listening to that, and it's just it comes out to me as like at this point, I don't really care that I'm committing a crime because I have a black president, and that attitude. I'm gonna stop it right there and go into more detail when we talk about the 2000s one day, if y'all willing and able. But like that was definitely the attitude of most hoods back in that time of Obama's first term. Though there was some surprising development too, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Namely, there were black fathers stepping in to take care of their children, their illegitimate children, their bastard babies, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I will take the bad with I'll take the bad with the good as well, because there were some fathers that were actually stepping up to take care of their children as well. And I'm you know what I'm gonna be with Larry Elder on this one. That's what it took for you guys to act right. I mean, I'm happy that some of them did step up, but I was like, it took for the presidency to have a black president finally, for you guys to step in to be fathers where your child needed it. That's what it took. Then yeah, we also know what was the driving force behind all that, but we're not going to go into further detail on that one either. As much as people would like for me to do, but not right now. Something more positive. Something positive. Man, you want to talk about Jurassic Park,
Okay.
1993?
Yeah. Briefly. Well, the other day, as we know, we're going into August, and so the summer box office is winding down. We all know that right now Spider-Man is probably going to be the biggest hit of the summer. But I was thinking back to, even though that's going to happen, I still feel, me personally, and people can disagree with me, want to, I still feel this is a disappointing summer box office. And the reason I say that is I think back to 1993. I'm going back to the 90s, particularly 1993. The 90s was a great year for box office. But the reason I focus on that particular year is because in that summer, in that summer box office, we got 3 movies that really stood out, and they were all different. The first one, Jurassic Park, of course, the big summer movie that came out in June of 1993. But also, what came out that same month, we got The Firm with Tom Cruise. And then around this time, if my numbers serve me correct, I'm just looking up my release dates here. Around this time in August of, yep, and I'm right. The Jurassic Park was June 11th of 93. The Firm was June 30th. And The Fugitive was August 6th. That may have been, looking back on it now, I was watching it at the end of the night, could have possibly been the best movie of that summer. And the reason I bring that up is I saw all 3 of those movies. I saw Jurassic Park twice. I saw The Fugitive twice. I saw The Firm one time. Is that all of these movies were blockbusters, and all 3 of these movies were different, but still good in what summer used to be that we don't have now. I'm not going to go too much into Jurassic Park because we discussed that when we were talking about Sam Neill. Sam Neill.
And before that, the Jurassic Park trilogy.
Yeah, and the Jurassic Park trilogy. So we knew that was going to be the big smash that it was. And it was. It deserved to be the smash, and it entertained us. But also, that's the ending of that month, we got The Firm, and that was with Tom Cruise. And The Firm was interesting because The Firm...
Yes, in merit and acts, yeah, he kind of was the Mr. I did not have sex with that woman.
The interesting thing about The Firm was The Firm is the type of movie you usually release around the fall because it's one of those films you think is, trying to win awards and critical design. And Jurassic Park was such this tremendous monster. Are we sure this movie's going to be a hit? And The Firm was the first film to it knocked Jurassic Park out of the first place. And then I thought to myself, of course it will. This is Tom Cruise. This is what, as we say, the height of his popularity and just how big of a movie star he was. Tom Cruise knocked dinosaurs out of the number 1 spot. Who could do that? But only Tom Cruise. And The Firm is actually a good film. If you have not watched this movie, I would suggest watching this movie. It's one of Tom Cruise's best films. I enjoyed that one as well, and it was just a little bit different.
I'm unfortunately not too open to court drama.
That's okay. It's not for everybody, but I was a Tom Cruise fan, so I was like a lot of people. Tom Cruise was a movie star. His name was on it. It's got to be good. It's actually a very good film, but I can understand, Wolf, it's not for everybody. It's not so much of a court drama. It's, how can I describe this?
Court dramas are more like, I would have to watch this if my parents were watching this. That's the only way you'll ever have me watch a court drama.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only court drama that I actually sat through by myself was A Time to Kill.
The Firm is, I get you, but I think it's more of, it's got a Godfather feel to it. I'll just put it like that. Because nobody really spends time in a court. It's lawyers, but it's got a Godfather feel to it. It's kind of like you sign up to this firm, but it's not what you think it is. So that's why I think it was so enjoyable. But he was in it and actually was pretty good for a summer
Still
film.
courtroom drama.
It's okay.
My favorite was Matlock.
Oh, everybody loves
great.
Matlock. Yes, everybody
I
loves
vaguely
Matlock.
remember everything that happened in my life, but I was always there for that opening theme song. I was surprised I was able to recognize him in Casper, along with Mel Gibson.
Oh, my mother loved Matlock. I watched it on and off, but my mother never missed it. Yes, she absolutely loved Matlock. She was a great fan of it. I was a Law and Order woman myself, but my mom loved Matlock. It was
I
one
was
of
a
her
New York
favorites.
Undercover.
Yeah, that
That
person.
was my police procedural movie. Everybody was always on the CSI and in the Hill Night. I was more or less New York Undercover.
That was popular. Yeah, my sister loved that show. She was a
And
big
it
fan
had
of it.
nothing to do with the spicy Latina. I swear. I swear it wasn't just a spicy Latina. I swear. But really though, I had the biggest crush on her.
That's okay.
But
My sister loved the
funny
Latino
enough though,
guy.
you would think that a black kid like me would imprinted on the black character in New York Undercover. No, I imprinted on the Puerto Rican guy, the hothead of the
Oh,
group.
that was my sister's favorite. So you're not alone. That was the main reason she watched New York
I'm sure Child
Undercover.
had a big crush on him too. I forgot both their names. I forgot both of their names, but like I said, the Puerto Rican dude was always my favorite.
Sure. Whoa.
But no, like, yeah, I was me and my brother would always kind of imitate New York Undercover. He would play the black character, and I'll play the Puerto Rican character. And then we'd get my cousin play the Latina. Every now and then we'll play.
That was my
We always
sister's
copy.
favorite.
We always copy what we saw on TV sometimes. Power Rangers, Beetleborgs, Missing Nights Ternanog, Tiny Toons, Looney Tunes. We would imitate a whole lot of shit. Freaking La Bamba. Yes, we would imitate La Bamba. We weren't good at it, but we would imitate La Bamba. At least me. I'll be humming it. Ba, ba, bamba. I'll be humming it. But
The one character I really liked off of Oliver and Company was the Chihuahua.
Tito.
If this is torture, chain me to the wall.
But last but not least,
we
Go
would
ahead.
have that on repeat sometimes. Oliver and Company, we would have that on repeat, especially on Disney Channel.
just very popular in the 90s.
Go ahead, Leah, what you want to say?
Last but not least, and I'll wrap this up, why 93 I think was the best year for the summer box office, was The Fugitive, which I think is probably one of the best things Harrison Ford has ever did outside of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I think it's his best film, and it was because at the time it came out, you know, it was like towards the end of summer, and it's like, okay, we have Jurassic Park, we've had The Firm, we've had these other films, and this one just and it was a film that kind of got around by word of mouth. You had to see it, and everybody it come out, and I was telling people, you have got to get up and go see The Fugitive. You've got to go see it. Became one of the biggest hits, not only of the summer, but of the year. I personally think it probably was my favorite movie of that year. But, you know, Oscars, they're not going to give you an Oscar for that kind of film. But it was nominated for Best Picture. I think it should have won. They just don't make summer movies like that anymore. It's just one of those films you did not expect at the end of summer to be as good as it was. It really was good to me. I was watching it the other night just for memories, and just being blown out that theater when I came and saw that. And then I told everybody else that I knew, you have to go see this film. You really have to go see it. Harrison Ford is just, he was like born to play this. And of course, Tommy Lee Jones steals the show. He's very much deserved the Oscar that he won. Great adaptation of a TV show, but just an all-around fantastic summer movie.
Shit, I remember all just about every rental that my uncles and my granddad would bring home from the movie store down the street from us, from the Kenneth Branagh Plaza.
Hmm.
Ooh, looking back, ooh, I think I think the Kenneth Branagh Plaza has seen better days these days though. But back in the days when it was pristine condition, we had the video store, we had Ralph's, we had the McDonald's there that had the playpen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, every flavor, almost every flavor of fast food at the time that was like popping at the time. Taco Bell, Burger King, McDonald's, even the shit. I think we even had a Pizza Hut there. Like just everything in this one little small space. Also with the with the grocery stores, but I digress. But like every now and then, when they would bring home, we seen a plethora of things. Point of No Return, The Long Kiss Goodnight,
Hmm.
um, Crybaby Walker. Um, no, I saw that with my cousins. Actually, we saw that on cable TV. Actually, what was that one movie with Sigourney Weaver? It was
Mm.
a crime thriller where they were trying to
Copycat.
copycat.
Hmm.
Saw copycat, scared the fuck out of me in that movie a lot. But yeah, copycat was another one. Uh, Blind Fury was another one with the late Rutger Hauer as a blind swordsman. Our
Yes.
American Zatachi. Last Dragon. Well, actually, no, we watched the Last Dragon on regular TV. That's when we saw it at. But Enter the Dragon. They rent my actually my uncle's taped Enter the Dragon. We would watch that constantly. My mom pop us aside her head for seeing the naked ladies. Because we would because every now and then when we watched Enter the Dragon on regular TV, they would cut that scene out where the titties were showing.
Huh.
So when I first saw it in its full glory, I was like, "Oh shit! When did this happen?" And my mom told us, "Close your eyes." Ooh, we couldn't even watch Interview with the Vampire properly because if my
Oh,
mom
for
was watching
shame.
watching with us. Cover your eyes.
The first time I'd seen something that I wasn't supposed to see was when they did 80 Tank Police, and it was the Puma Sensors Distractive Dirty Dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up thinking, I need an adult. And then I remember I got up at the crack of dawn to have the TV to myself before anyone else. If I actually told them what I saw on TV, I would not only get laughed at, I would be banned from the TV. So I just hunkered down and watched.
See, we were on surveillance. Humble was gorilla. See,
The
they
Puma
my
Sister
parents
Dance.
my parents our grown-ups would allow us to watch just about anything so long as they were present so they can catch us watching the naughty stuff. So like whenever time the naughty stuff came up, we were told to cover our eyes.
And I think my folks ended up being a little bit chill later on. It's like, yeah, you could watch it, but don't do it in real life. The Puma Sister Dance definitely awakens feelings. Yeah,
Oh Lord.
it does when you're old enough, but when you're a little kid, you actually get scared the crud out of it because why would legs bend that far?
Oh man, can you imagine how I felt about the Blob 1990 remake?
Ooh.
That shit was fucked.
That shit was fun and fucked. Especially that one kid that gets caught by the Blob. First time seeing a kid dying. That horrified me. That and DNA. Seeing another kid dying in DNA, which we did. I think we did talk about that one. Or
Mhm.
or one day we're probably going to talk about it. Either way, seeing a kid dying like that also fucked me up. But the one that fucked me up the most was Mimic. Jesus Christ, them kids got
The one the
fucked.
cockroaches, right?
Yeah, that's Guillermo del Toro's most hated film with big ass cockroaches, and that cockroach, a female, mind you, tore the shit out of them kids.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
the black boy got easy because he didn't scream. He was already. It's like he was already dead. The moment it picked him up and started stabbing him. White boy didn't was so lucky because that bitch was stabbing the shit out of the little boy, and you can just hear him just still screaming until the final stab, and then she stops. Like, Jesus, you enjoyed that last stab too much, bitch. Fucking Mimic, dude. The sequels don't really match us to that brutality, but they kind of get there. They get a little close. They're amazing for what they are. I actually got a little soft spot for the sequels, the direct-to-video sequels. But man, I was like, this is your most hated. You would think you would hate the Shape of Water way more than Mimic, but here we are. I'm teasing him. It's like he'll probably make one bad movie. I still love Guillermo del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
I was like he actually redeemed himself with Frankenstein, even though that one was a bit. I still question that one.
You know how I feel about that one. So yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
How fast?
He's a super. The monster's a superhero in this one. It's still entertaining though. It is still entertaining to me. I can't speak for the rest of the panel. It's just that little crush subplot. I'm gonna call it a crush subplot because it's like it's not like they profess their love to each other that much. It's just they profess interest, right? But again, I digress. Yeah, you know what? I want to like that Pinocchio movie, but that Pinocchio movie was boring.
The stop motion one that Totoro did.
Mhm.
Totoro. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good.
I might have to give it a second watch because I just remember being bored by it, and it was in his foreign tongue, so I don't know because like
they weren't really. They weren't speaking Spanish. They were speaking. It was in Italy during Mussolini's run.
That's what I'm saying.
Del Toro's Spanish, like Spaniard.
I thought he was Italian.
No, he's a Spaniard Spanish, or maybe he's Mexican. Because he usually talks about the Spanish Civil War, like Pan's Labyrinth and all this stuff. And there's another one. I think it's called just Ghosts, about a kid getting killed during that time. No. I can see similarities. But yeah, the Pinocchio movie takes place 1930s.
Anyway, I need to give it a second watch, and maybe I'll change my mind. I just remember being bored by it, like the Big Friendly Giant, the live action one. I remember being bored by BFG, as it was titled. Did Steven Spielberg do that one?
Yeah.
Or was it? Jesus Christ! Yeah, my fucking like it to him declined sharply because of that movie. And West Side Story was the nail in the coffin. I didn't even watch that motherfucker. I only saw the intro. The only reason I watched the intro to that movie because I was curious, and that was enough to make me just like, nope, not watching the rest of this shit. Even though my wife dragged me into it because I had to find her because we had to go home that night. I saw I saw the final act, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? What the fuck is this broad? Is she supposed to be non-binary? Because they're not really saying her gender, none of that. And they call her the best dude there. I was like, fuck off, fuck right the hell off. This is him trying to be nice. I do remember watching West Side Story though. I do remember being introduced to it by my English teacher. This was in the 2000s though, so this story don't count. Speaking of dinosaurs, now that you're bringing up Jurassic Park, there was a whole lot of dino media. I know Buddy Smith brought up Prehistoria. I remember watching all three of the previous movies. I think it's four now. No, actually, I think it was four by then. The Moonbeam movies, like Prehistoria, Pet Shop. I tried to give Pet Shop a second look, and I was like, oh man, the dialogue is terrible in this one. I don't know how I was able to watch this as a kid, but I do remember enjoying Pet Shop. I'll give it another watch.
I remember Connoisseur. That shit was funny.
Connoisseur was scary and funny. Connoisseur was scary when I was a kid, funny when I watch it as an adult now.
Well, I remember watching it a little bit older, and apparently there's a book. I have to go find the book. Apparently the books are radically different from the movie. But like the whole, I will save the dinosaurs by having women lay eggs, which is a thing in that movie. It's fucking wild. To save dinosaurs by destroying humanity because we somehow killed dinosaurs, even though dinosaurs died way before humanity showed up. So I'm like, I don't think this lady graduated from college. I think she got an internet degree because I don't think she knows what the fuck is going on.
She fails at being the mad scientist.
Well, it's a mad scientist, but like, it's the whole humanity causes the ozone or some shit. So I'm going to add this thing that could totally wipe out ecosystems because the world now does not fit, or it just dies because it cannot get its calorie intake because it's a big ass bird that probably cannot survive in this weather, cannot live in this, it cannot survive getting out of this hood. So I don't know what her plan was. And I don't think she knew, apart from ladies laying eggs, I don't think she knew what the whole plan was.
This is like the fact that her egg ended up hatching within her womb, and the little thing burst out of her like a xenomorph chest burster.
The little Muppet, the little dinosaur baby Muppets are pretty funny because it's like, well, you would think that they would be the least dangerous creature there because you could just sit on it and it can't do shit. But it was like, oh, what we're going to do? It's literally a foot tall. Kick it, and you win.
It literally took out a whole couple in a car getting it on, which was hilarious. First, it took out the dude pissing in the wind, which is also hilarious. I was like, how much meat does this thing need to eat before it's done? Because he killed that guy. That should have been enough for him right then and there. They should have discovered his body afterwards.
Well, I think that's a problem with most creature features, where animals just eat, and you kind of go, wolves take a break when they eat something big. They kind of just sit around and just do nothing because they had to digest.
Mm-hmm.
I just blame the writers, like, oh, we got to keep the action going. Like, an animal would just give up at this point.
Not unless it's an absorbing machine like Thing or the Blob. But
yeah, it's like
when it's physically eating something, it should just like leave you alone afterwards, and it's like they just turn them into gluttons afterwards. It's like at some point this thing's gonna have a food coma at some point. Or my favorite was always the big monster chases after the tiny human versus its natural food source, like in freaking Star Trek 2009.
Mm.
That one really got me got me piping mad, so to speak. I was like, man, because that shit was rampant in the 2010s, but
Mhm.
like they did that shit in the 90s too. The 90s is not exempt from this shit either, because they would have animals chasing after certain animals and they will stop and look at the. In some cases, you know, you could chalk it up to them wanting easier prey, and they're probably desperately hungry. But like when you got one that's like super massive, right? I guess I guess it would chase after the human for at least like something to sustain it for a while go hunts for its natural food source. But like sometimes it's like you would think that some of these animals will just ignore it because it won't yield the amount of food that's looking to consume. I guess.
Yeah, you would think you go after cow farms because how big those things could get.
Hmm.
Yeah, if they wanted something to be a natural scare factor, have an animal be too used to humans.
Yeah. But
It,
what kills me is that also the human can outrun it.
oh yeah.
It's like Kurt, when the hell have you ever had time to have cardio? Sorry, I'm negging on Star Trek. I shouldn't be. I don't even care about Star
Well,
Trek anymore.
also animals like trying to attack you. What animals become more looking at you like, what the hell are you? Like we have predators now that won't really attack. Like leopard seals are not known to attack people in the
Hmm.
wild. Apart from that one girl that got killed by one, but I think it just got pissed off. But there was that one guy who was filming a leopard seal and he just ran up on his face and just kind of looked at him and kind of like, what the? You don't look like a penguin. You don't look like a seal. What are you?
Hmm.
The seal ran back, grabbed the penguin, and just walked up and tried to give the penguin to the guy because it's like maybe you're some fucked up looking seal. You want a penguin? You want a penguin? He's like, no, I don't want a penguin. Leaves the penguin alone, grabs another one. Like, you want this one? Like, no, I don't want a fucking penguin.
Oh yeah, the '90s was kind of. Some of our animal knowledge was correct, and there's some that was totally incorrect. It's a product of the '90s, of course. It's very very product. And I think the I guess I would say one strike of the '90s that we can kind of highlight that was a big negative towards everybody is the idea that we can befriend any animal on the planet.
No, there's animals that are mean.
There's animals that are just completely untamable, especially the apex ones. It's like imagine if you will somebody attempted to tame a fucking Komodo dragon.
Yeah, they already explored that in the wild thornberries. You were not a friend to all animals. You were the victim in a Jurassic Park movie.
Was I mean, I kind of, well, I mean, you get those during the '90s, the whole save the Earth, nature's our friend, and like, no, nature is evil. Do the
Oh
South Park
Lord.
thing and fuck the rainforest because the nature will kill you the second you turn your back.
Yeah, there was a lot of hug trees, prevent forest fires, nature's our friend, trees, you know, all that dumb all that dumb
Ferngully
shit.
had an interesting story, had an interesting song.
In what
There's
way?
one there's one commercial I should have listened to.
It
Go
was the
ahead.
one that
Sorry.
was called Hunk of Burning Love, and it was when that one guy voice acted an embodiment of literal pollution.
Hmm.
I just know Ferngully and like all that. And it's like, well, he's trying to save the Earth, and with all the fairy friends. Let's be honest, he's saving the Earth so he can fuck the pixie. Let's be honest with this,
Yes.
okay?
Yes, it
He ain't
was.
saving for the world. He's saving for the pussy. All right, all right. No, he didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit about those goddamn trees. A cute pixie girl shows up, says, "Please save the dolphins." He goes, "Well, yeah, I can't say no to those eyes." And like, well, if you said something, you said please. Like, you just want to get into that. You want a first man to fuck something that's half an inch tall and be bragging rights. Let's be honest with you here. Avatar, the movie Avatar with the blue cat people. He didn't want to save the world or the planets. He didn't give a shit. He gave a shit because he get the fucking alien pussy.
Oh,
All this
part
started
that-
because of pussy.
The part that made it the most interesting is they got a army guy in a wheelchair, and you got to watch him slowly go native.
Yeah.
Which is the part that made it kind of funny.
Yeah, because of the pussy.
Literal cat people, too.
And not only that, Courage went native because of pussy. Navi pussy must be like fucking addicting as hell. I don't know.
Wasn't there a movie with a couple in Africa accidentally adopted
Baby,
a
Secret of the Lost Legend.
dinosaur while supposed
Yeah, you had like the
dinosaur?
Baby,
yeah, I
Secret
know
of
what
the
movie you're
Lost
talking
Legend.
about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a dinosaur, and I think the villain gets killed by a live wire. Like he hits him, he explodes.
No, it was his trap. It was his game hunter that got electrocuted. He got chowed down by the mama Bronto, because the dad got killed earlier in the film. They shot his ass up. No, I think it was the mother that got shot up, and it was the dad that got tranked. One of them, I don't know. I just remember one of them ended up biting up the ringleader of the operation at the end, because the guy who tranks the dinosaurs, he's the one that gets electrocuted during the rampage.
Mm.
And the Africans go into these Native Africans go in and help them, rescue them and stuff. One procures an Uzi, despite never ever holding up a gun before. He becomes increasingly proficient with it.
Now,
It's
the
more
part,
believable. It's more believable than those arrow firing nails in that one Casper Van Dien Tarzan direct video movie.
the movie I liked was when was one where this kid had to take a baby panda back to its home, and anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
That sounds like Alaska, but Alaska had a polar bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want that bear. It's like, bro, it's a polar bear. Calm the fuck down there, buddy. He's like, I want that bear.
Guys, kneecap bit.
You don't understand that bear has evidence against the Clintons and must go down. We have to get that bear.
I'm like, Jesus Christ! When that bear bit into his kneecap, I felt that shit. I was like, ow, ow. I know that had to hurt. How many times I hit my knee on something? This Family Guy fucking pain. when you hit your shin.
Oh. It's actually one of the worst pains. Like stubbing your toe. It's like one of the worst pains.
Jesus Christ. Nice.
Thank you.
We're getting a little bit late. Leia, do you have anything to say for the 90s? Any final words? Because you've been quite silent.
Yeah, well, one reason it is getting late on my end, guys. I do have to take off here. If I have said anything about the 90s, that was also the year we got Buffy on television. We got Buffy, which I was a fan of, and I did watch. and that I did enjoy. At least the first 4 seasons, I think were their best. And then we got the spinoff Angel. And then we got, of course, and maybe next time we'll do a part 2 to this, maybe 90s television. We got Hercules and Xena. And see, for me, I was more into the pop cultural geek kind of stuff of 90s television. I wasn't into a lot of other things. X-Files was my thing. Doctor Who was coming.
Too.
Yep, Doctor Who was coming back. So I was more into that than any of the really dramatic, or there was a few dramas that, you know, ER was starting to get its power, but those were my shows, the escapist TV shows. So Buffy, Xena, Hercules, X-Files.
I mean, as anachronistic as some of these shows were, they were very fucking creative.
Right, right. That's why I
Like
think
we had a freaking black what the fuck Tony Todd was. Before he was a pirate, he was a gladiator, but I forgot what he was meant to be. I mean, shit. I mean, if we're gonna have black castings in ancient Greece, Vanessa Williams as Calypso in the miniseries The Odyssey.
yes, which is better than the movie.
Which nobody had a problem with fucking ever.
Nobody did.
Mostly because she was lightness of skin anyway. So she was you would be forgiven if you mistaken her for tan.
Yeah.
But
nobody had an issue with her casting. I watched that, and no, it was not an issue.
Plus, all the other guys were white anyways. Athena, Hermes,
yes.
She was the quote unquote token minority.
The only time someone makes that a point is if you try to make that a plot point, or something that was supposed to be important to the production of the film. And we've had that just enough that it ends up becoming less of a historical monument and more of a point of ridicule in some areas.
In some areas, yeah.
One good thing about the 1990s, rise of anime. Yes.
And that Odyssey, I'll say it right quick. That Merlin, Sam Neill was in there where he played the wizard. We had what was called the miniseries. Those were it was a story that either lasts 2 nights or 3 nights, and they were very creative, well written, very talented, and I think that's why they still endure. And if you haven't seen
that time, all pretty much at that time, especially in the 90s when it came out to shows, if the company was interested, if the studio was interested, if Hollywood was interested, they set the money on the table, push it forward to you, and say, "Go fucking nuts, go to town.
Yes.
We don't fucking care.
right,
Just make us money."
yeah, that pretty much was it. Yeah, do what
I mean,
you
shit,
do.
we had VIP for crying out loud, and nobody cared.
Mhm.
Freaking Pam Anderson trying to be a movie star.
And my memory of the 90s, if I'll say it quick, is we had syndicated television. For all you out there, those were TV shows that were basically the beginning of basic cable. And I found those to be far more entertaining than what I saw on regular television. That's the kind of TV I watched. That was me. Those little basic cable TV shows were starting to rise, and that was way more entertaining to me than what I saw on network television. That's what I was watching.
Go ahead,
what you just
Australia.
mentioned.
Well, it's a miniseries. Is probably it's kind of like how The Stand. That's 90s right there. It's usually
Yes.
adapting a story instead of like doing a movie which chops a lot of stuff up, or doing the regular TV series which overextends. A miniseries is a perfect special event, one and done thing. And I mean, we still have those. They're there, but like they're not really that big event. Oh, we're adapting this thing, and it was like you have to see it. But it was the time where that started off that actually was, I would say, pretty good. It's something that really need to lean on to doing more often, and then doing miniseries and stuff, which is just basically a very long movie chopped into maybe 3, maybe 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And That's probably the best way to do it.
Mm.
Probably
Yeah.
cheaper too.
Yeah, and that's why they did very well in the ratings because, like you said, it was an event not to repeat itself. So if you wanted to see it, you had to see it. It wasn't like now with streaming where you can go watch anytime. No, when the network said this is the week it's going to run, seriously, that's how they did it. And when it run, it was done.
Sometimes
Yes.
they will run it for that weekend. You have to wait next weekend to continue it too.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
so you were a lot of things you had to wait till next week to watch. So you were waiting for on bated breath sometimes, and them
Yes.
times as well, they would cancel it, and you wouldn't have known. You would not have known until later on. To later on, which is today, where some internet shock jockey brings it up. But go ahead, Humble.
I was going to say you can still get that experience from the Pluto TV app. It is basically what it is closest thing I could think of that mimics that experience of cable television.
In a way, both Amazon and Netflix are also doing that too.
Yeah.
With some of their series, they're some in the case of sometimes Amazon, you have to wait till next month for the next 3 episodes.
Yeah, and thanks to today's TVs, they're just nothing but TV networks now because now you have the commercials in there. The only times you could probably try to watch it without getting, without your professional upstairs neighbor in the next apartment over deciding to suddenly make noise during the climactic scene or the midpoint turning event of the plot. And
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, I am running. My mouth runs away with my head sometimes when I'm busy writing. Like I was with some classmates when we were having breakfast, and it was supposed to have a high school reunion, all of them there. Some of us came at around 8. The rest of them moved theirs to 9:30 because they were hammered. And the first thing I end up thinking about is some of these people have kids already, and I wonder how their kids would wake them up. And it's like something that's natural to imagine. Because it's like, okay, here's your neighbors, here's your family. How will they all interact? That is always the interesting part.
Oh, wow. So I thank everyone for being here. Those 2 of you, and those not those nonsense motherfuckers that wow, I can't see. I am tired. Jesus. Those non-existent motherfuckers that keep popping in and out. We may do another session of this talking about the 90s. I think this is what the format we should lead with. So I'm leading with this one. I guess thank you for this idea, Leia. We'll probably continue it some other time. In fact, we'll probably continue it sometime towards the end of the month, because come next week I'm going to be heading to Vegas.
Oh.
Visiting family. To visit
What you
family.
gonna do in Vegas?
Visit family.
That's always
Have
nice.
some fun. Yeah, visit family. Have some fun.
Awesome.
Have you ever been to those nature parks?
Nope.
You should. They're pretty good.
I might take that into advisement. I'll put that under advisement.
And try to catch a show, whether it's at the Sphere, I don't Sphere right now, or any other show. You know you want to catch the show, Wolf.
I never went and caught a show when I went to Vegas. I just went to the nature parks and the Hoover Dam. Never went inside the fucking thing because of COVID, but pissed me off so much. I want to see inside the Hoover Dam. God damn it!
And you could have had but I ain't gonna get into it. I know I don't want to see that Fauci guy on the street. Don't let me catch him in the street.
Death, rape.
After the last he told you could have went. You could have went. If you want to see it, you could have
That
went.
was after the end of the COVID thing, and they're still trying to. The government thinks they're still trying to force it in their own people, on employees. So I still couldn't go to the. I could go on top of it, but not in it.
What the fuck?
Is this
Fucking
that
government
one weird
bullshit.
thing in 2020 where if the kids are having a band concert, they were all in their own personal tent? Or
I
they
never went to a concert.
spaced the, well, I got to see this on social media. They spaced the chairs at least 2 shopping
Mhm.
cart lengths apart.
I seen it. It was horrible to look at.
And the part that made it funny is they all sat in between the chairs.
And you know something? Given the nature of the media surrounding COVID, that probably was a fucking that probably was a fucking clean studio too. And they set that up for fucking nothing. Them kids are gonna have to wear that shame for the rest of their fucking lives.
Well, they get to make fun of it.
Oh yeah, they can. I'm saying like they can probably laugh it off, but they'll probably get mocked by it too.
Well, we
Mocked
had
for it.
also the celebrities doing graduation speeches, and just because no one could show up for graduation, and one of the celebrities forgot to wear pants.
Mm.
You didn't know it until he thought the camera was off, and he got up to go do something else, and they had to blur the image a little.
Just ass.
Yes.
I mean, I still see
Boy.
people wear masks in the COVID mask stuff today. I'm like, bro, it's been like fucking 4 years. Why are you still wearing that shit?
Well, the part I found kind of funny was the introverts were loving it. It's like, I'm in my personal vacation spot. And they got to put this thing over their face, and some of them called it their face panties for some reason.
Yeah.
Gays.
One lady didn't like it, so she had on one of those masks with 2 skeletal hands just flipping off whoever looked at the mask.
When I had to work, and it was like during the fucking morning, so it's like hot as shit, and they had like you have to wear the mask. I'm like, god damn it! So I'm doing my stuff. I took it off so I could take a breath, and this fucking boomer, I swear to God, materialized right behind me. And he goes, "What are you taking it off for?" I'm like, "I'm trying to breathe." Like, "What are you taking it off for? What are you trying to get one? What are you taking it off for?" I'm like, "I hope you get fucking brutally raped by a fucking baboon, you piece of shit." That guy ran off, and I think he got kicked out of the goddamn building because he was pissing people off.
Mm-hmm.
It was that whole event really showed how annoying the old people are. Like, we're going to get sick. You're like 80. You're going to get sick by everything. Just die already.
The funny part is that in my town, it was the older folks that decided they didn't like all of the COVID restrictions. And they were the ones that decided to find small acts of rebellion. Like, you could buy a face mask that was made out of wedding veil mesh. Or you'd have the kid that saw an empty shopping aisle.
Sorry.
And it was like free range. That kid went running, and the other lady is stuck between having to dive for her child and yet try to keep a 6-foot distance. It was like watching a football player try to fumble a football down the aisle.
What the fuck?
And then there was a kid that figured out he could take his iPhone, stick it in. He had like one of those neck wraps for a mask. So he stuck it in his neck wrap, and he had this thing like right at his face. Well, the problem for him was the breath would fog up the screen, and you could have your nose move the touch screen. So he had a hard time watching YouTube.
I never would have come near so close to being 40 right now. Come next year, I never thought I would never thought to be in my early 40s. At the point of where I just absolutely hate everything I'm supposed to love unconditionally, even though I don't know most of these, right? These being homeless people, elderly people, gay people, women, my own people, blacks, trannies. Who else? Disabled people.
Yeah, I think it's natural to have unconditional love for your fellow man and not really like what a group does.
Well, my thing is, it's like now I have just a knee jerk. Just I have eternally stank faced the people I'm supposed to like unconditionally because of the quote unquote hardship that they have to go through for being quote unquote also different.
Nice.
And it's all because of the niceness that showed me that I can be nice to a disabled person. They showed me people on wheelchair doing things even though they're paraplegic, right? Basketball, martial arts, whatever, what lifting weights. Gay people being relatively normal despite the fact that they have they love the same sex, both gays and lesbians, trans people as well, even though trans people go through surgery and to look like a different gender. The 90s was really that pinnacle peak where it's supposed to usher in this difference and appreciation of difference.
90s was also the time where it said just because you have something that makes you different does not mean you are exempt from what gives you the consequences of actions.
Right. And even the 90s showed that on the same token, the people who are different are supposed to also be patient with those who don't really agree or appreciate their difference. That's what the 90s also taught. They taught patience as well.
Since that theme has not been coming up in media recently, that is a gold mine of story ideas for me. Because you don't have to have your villains or your good guys be put on a pedestal.
I'm saying
the
90s taught me women can do the job too. We should appreciate that, right? We also told we're supposed to like animals, which we are supposed to. We're supposed to be in gentle harmony and communion with animals as well, even though they're just as dangerous as we are. But we're taught to respect animals too. We're taught to respect our elders, help our elders at all times as well, and look after our younger siblings or our younger family members, those that they can defend us. Man, we're at the point where we just can't stand to be in the same fucking room with each other anymore. Give money to the homeless. I've done that a few times. I even gave them food. It's like now I can't stand these motherfuckers. All because the veil has been lifted. Motherfuckers are destitute because they choose to be destitute. Women became bitches. No offenses to our female panelists. Trans people want to be fucking pedophiles.
Okay,
Gay
yeah,
people,
that. Sorry, go on.
I'm on a tirade. And women allow this shit for some reason. Because their fucking kids are fucking lambs to the slaughter. Fuck. Most gay people allow this shit too because they're secretly probably pedals too. I'm not saying all of them, but some. What else? Old people are grouchy, far too grouchy than they need to fucking be, and they refuse to teach us anything, despite the fact mocking us for not having any skills. Most of us, the new generation as well. It's like the new generation ain't faring no better because and sometimes they don't really deserve the sympathy that they're entitled to, because they don't even try to muster any courage to try to learn some skills. But at the same time, it's like, it'd be nice if the elderly would show us a thing or two of skills. But then again, we don't even want we so high on ego, we don't even want to let them teach us. It's like Jesus Christ, like motherfuckers are so mad that nobody's not trying to take the fucking both of y'all take the fucking lead at the same fucking time. It's like everybody's being so fucking headstrong, prideful, and so outright refusing to fucking let somebody take the damn lead. It's like, no, we don't want you to take the lead. We could do it ourselves. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You were the one who asked them for help in the first place. Now you change your mind. I can't stand this contradictory behavior people have nowadays. You ask for help, but then you don't want it. You ask for help and you receive it, and you're still asking for more help. And most of that has come from giving a man a fish for far too fucking long, instead of teaching them how to fish. Yes, I'm saying the same. Y'all know what it is. Jesus Christ, like, this is why most of us are saying, take us back to the fucking 90s, where we could still open up a door for a woman even though she claims independence. She appreciated a man for opening up a damn door, or even receiving his hand when helping her up if she fell down off of something or tripped on herself, right?
I agree.
Back when the crazy fitness was laughed off by both man and woman. Remember, we laugh at those bitches, especially the one that were very radical. The most radical we used to laugh off a lot. Now these broads are in HR on a revenge train with a vengeance. My it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, like, what the fuck? We allow too much shit. We can't go back now. We got just, like I said before in the previous two streams, we need to fucking bulldoze their ass out of this motherfucker at this point. It's like we're just gonna have to fucking revolutionary war this bitch. Just shove their asses out. Fucking militia style or some shit. Like, just fucking override chain of command at this point. It's like, y'all know these bras ain't doing a damn thing for us. These bras in HR ain't hiring the right people. They just hiring people at will and due to personality. Like, just throw that bitch out. It's like at some point, all the companies are gonna say, man, throw that bitch out. Yoink. Yeet. Bitch be gone. I mean, do y'all feel me or not?
Very well.
It's there.
It's like, as tired as I am, I must have strength to throw that rant out there. Because, man, fuck. The 90s was great because, Jesus Christ, like, it taught me not to be a chauvinist. It taught me not to be so head so far up my ass about everything. I mean, it helped me be arrogant in something when it was right, when it was where it counted. It was like, damn. It's like I should be holding hands with a feminist, holding hands with a gay, holding hands with a trans, holding hands. You get what I'm saying when I'm saying that, right? We're supposed to be surrounded with hands for humanity, right? That's what it promised me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That promise is not fulfilled today. It's like, fuck, dude. I'm like that kid that's disappointed because the parent told me that we're at Disneyland. We went to a fucking creek. Y'all can imagine the disappointment. Y'all can feel that sting. That's why I feel like with this current year. Now I'm close to 40. I feel like that kid that just been was taken to a creek when my parents just told me we were going to fucking Disneyland. They fucking lied to me. Fuck, dude. Now we got people looking at shit with a different lens, and I'm looking back, and I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? That's not exactly how I'm interpreting it, and I'm pretty sure that's not how that person had what he or she had in mind. For example, what's that one music video where Michael Jackson was kicking in the car windows?
Gangs? No.
What,
I
black
know
or
what you're talking
white?
about.
Was it the end of Black or White? Anyways, it had the windows spray paint with Hitler, Nazi, all that shit. He was breaking down those windows. You know how I interpret that scene versus what other people interpret it today? I look back at that now, it's like, this is Michael Jackson saying, yes, we can finally do away with this shit. We can finally do away with racism. We can finally do away with Nazism. We can finally do away with... Sadly, he had capitalism in there, which I disagree. But he's saying we can finally do away with capitalism, corporatism, all that bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people saying, like, yeah, he's fighting against race. No, the fuck he's not. He was not fighting it. He is telling us it's out. That's what the smashing of the windows represent. It's out.
You can never control how an audience reacts to something.
I know, but it fucking pisses me off how people speak like that. Fucking youngins. I know they were youngins too. I'm assuming that they're fucking youngins that were thinking that shit. But I'm like, that's probably not what he was thinking. He's saying, yeah, we're done with this shit. We can finally live. See, he was envisioning that we can finally live in peace together. Or at least he was telling us, get rid of it. Get rid of it out of yourself, out of your hearts, out of your minds, whatever. But let's close it off now. The humble survivors, Humble Marty.
Hello, I am Humble Marty, and I write things. Thank you for joining our TED Talk today on the 90s.
The lovely Leia Valley plus size with her baby face man.
Oh, good.
You can't see him because of the comments.
Good. Oh, good. This is okay. I'm just gonna close out.
It wasn't that they don't care about us, child. It was black. It was probably black and white. But continue, Leia. Go ahead.
All right, everybody. This is Leia plus size, your living lady of valor, and thanking you for joining us in this conversation about looking back at the 90s. If you have a fond memory of the 90s, whether it be film, television, books, music, please leave it in the comments below. We really like to hear from all of you. And we may possibly, like Wolf said, give a part 2 to this, because I think there's more to that decade that we can explore. And if you have any ideas of something about the 90s you'd like for us to explore more deeper, please leave it in the comments below. I'm sure Wolf will really much appreciate that. But until then, I want to say to everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Mr.
Take care.
Ultra Burger.
I am your average 9-to-5er. I have nothing else better to do, and I'm just trying to enjoy life.
This is Will Commander Wu-Tang. Remind you guys once again, you are the UN Spacey. Welcome to the Wolf Fleet. And fuck me, I want the 90s back, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. We're gonna go next time. We're gonna go more in depth of what the 90s was really trying to gear towards with the media and how it was portrayed nowadays, specifically sci-fi ish, and what was really pushing people to create as much as they did and create the way that they were going for. Specifically, we're talking about a interesting event during 99.
Yay!
So